This is the performance summary for week 12 of 2025, which is the week ending March 21st. So let's begin by inputting the balances. The starting balance was on March 14th. And the ending balance was on March 21st. So we made a little bit last week, $117, which is a percentage gain of 0.42%. So we have broken our losing streak, which is a good thing. And let's look at the individual trades that were done last week. We did these 5. And we can see again that the fraction or the allocation to each trade was only 13% instead of the usual 20%. And that's because the strategy has determined that the OEX index is in a bear market. Theoretical P&L was 0.29%, whereas actual was 0.42%. Okay, and let's look at these trades one by one. First one was BK, Bank of New York, where we made 2.3%. So we have the strategy is a mean reversion strategy, so there is a dip in the prior time frame, and so we bought here on Monday morning and sold here on the Friday for a profit of 2.3%. The next trade is Gilead. There we lost 3%. That was the worst trade of the week. So Gilead had a sell-off in the week prior, so we bought here and sold here for a loss of 3%. Next trade is T-Mobile, and we made a little bit, 0.61% on T-Mobile. Bought here, sold here. The next trade was Tesla, where we made 1.5%. And this is actually the first week we made some profit on a Tesla trade. It's been in a precipitous decline since December, and there are signs that the drawdown might be bottoming for Tesla. Last week, Elon did an all-hands meeting where he kind of drummed up some optimism for the stock, and by talking about its bright prospects coming up with the robotaxi and all that. So I think the consensus might be shifting on Tesla to a bullish consensus. So yeah, we made some profit there. The next one was Walmart. On Walmart, we made 1%. And so it's been selling off recently, but last week we bought here and sold here for a small profit. Now let's input the ending balance into the cumulative tab. So with the small gain last week of $117, our cumulative percentage gain since going live in last June is now at 8.7%. And let's update the equity curve here. And so here it is right here. So the drawdown seems to have stabilized and bottomed out. And let's look at the equity curve over the longer term. So this is the equity curve of the strategy, the purple line, going back to 1994, and the gray line is the S&P 500. And this is where we're at right now. And let's look at the underwater graph. Let me turn off the S&P one, which is the gray. Okay, so this is the underwater graph of the weekly reversion strategy. And this is using week-to-week P&Ls. So the drawdown currently is sitting at around 14%, negative 14%. And how does that compare to prior drawdowns? Well, in 2014, there was one that was like 17%. In 2010, we had a 14%. And then there was a 14, and then there's a couple of drawdowns that were big in the late 90s, around 18%. And so, we are in a drawdown currently, but it is fairly run-of-the-mill and nothing out of the ordinary. So that's the performance summary for week 12 of 2025. If you want to learn more about the strategy, please visit my website at returnstream.com. Link is below. Thank you.